talk about? We have no agenda. We're just gonna
I think we're just catching up.
Well, so on my way over here, I had this thing that happens all the time when you're in a hurry because late. Oh, by the way, so you're listening to the OBS podcast,
The
Truckery
Truckery
podcast. Sorry,
podcast.
and I'm not 100%. If you could tell, I started smoking cigarettes with dabbling in meth, and that's why my voice is this way. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a rough one. So I apologize for how
Been
I
watching
sound.
too much Breaking Bad.
Too much Breaking Bad. No, I had a head cold, went in my chest, battling that. If you are watching it, you notice I have Angel's NB Rye. I've got Dayquil and a little bit of water and an inhaler to get me through today. So
Perfect.
it's going to last for a while. So I'll do my best, hopefully not to cough. There we go. So moving on. So I'm ripping over the hill to get here, right? From the Crescent House. And so I'm like, I'm in a hurry. I'm running late. And why is it every fucking time you're in a hurry, there's a Prius doing 10 miles an hour slower than the speed limit? And it's 99% of the time a Prius.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I've noticed it as much with Priuses, but I like Prius, Subaru Outback wagon
Okay.
with a roof rack.
And the ladder. Sometimes
Yeah.
now they're doing ladders for Subarus, I see.
I haven't seen
Yeah,
that.
little mini ladders. I've seen that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it could just be like, for some reason, whenever you're in a hurry, the universe is like,
Slow down.
Let's just take you back a notch.
Yeah, we're going to slow you down and make you really appreciate your bad decisions of leaving late.
Yeah. I was going to get my blood drawn this morning, which I actually showed up like a half hour early.
Okay.
So I'm like, maybe if I get there early, it won't be the typical doctor's appointment visit where I might get out on time because I knew you were coming, and same thing happened to me. But, well, I think this is why it's fresh on my mind is it was a Subaru Outback wagon with the roof box on it,
Right.
going 10 under speed limit.
Oh, yeah.
You
Awesome.
know,
Don't worry.
just cruising.
It's all about them anyway. No one's got places to go.
I know. And I just try, I have to like mentally just like take a deep breath and be like, it's okay.
Not lose your shit. See, I've always experienced it's always a Prius. I swear to God, like
Yeah, they don't drive fast.
no, and it's like the man above like knows that I shouldn't be speeding and says like, you know what? Let's just place this little Prius right here. It's like painting a pretty picture. Bob, what's his face?
Oh,
Ross,
yeah.
right? I'm not painting. I'm like, oh, you're in a hurry. I'm gonna paint a little Prius here in your way, and it's like just plops it right
Just
there.
a happy little accident.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
So last weekend, you went drifting with some friends.
Yeah, last week I got to go to my very first ever drift event.
What was it like?
It was pretty wild. So my buddy Dustin, who I knew from tech school, we just like became super close friends. We both started school at the same time and we're going to graduate at the same time early.
Okay.
And both of our leases on our apartments, because we didn't know each other beforehand, so we lived in different apartments. He had a nice apartment by himself, and I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment with 5 other dudes, and barely able to afford life. And so our year lease came up, and we needed a place to live, and we ended up moving into my parents' camp trailer that we brought down and put it in the gnarliest trailer park in like the hood of Sacramento.
Oh.
And lived in a 26-foot camp trailer together for 6 months and just school all day, every day.
And like gypsies, huh?
I mean, it was just, you didn't want to sign another year-long lease,
right.
And month to month is so expensive. It was like, we can just grin and bear it for 6 months and just get out of Sacramento. So anyways, that's how we became friends, and we've been buddies ever since. But he's always been really into drifting, and I never have experienced it before. So we went and saw them, and he's like, I got a drift day planned. Do you want to go? I'm like, well, of course. And so his car is a Lexus IS 300.
Okay.
Let's
punch it up here.
Let's see. Lexus IS 300. But it's an old one.
Oh, okay.
IS 300. It's basically this body style.
Okay.
But if we were to go like drift car.
Oh.
See
that one right there down below your Those
right
look
here.
good. That
Yeah,
looks.
yeah, it's essentially that car.
That's pretty cool.
So it's got a turboed LS, built turboed LS, fully caged, stripped, like
Passenger seat in it still.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I got to ride, and it was wild.
I bet that. What's that car weigh? You think? 3,000
Not
pounds?
much. No, probably less. Probably like
That LS probably doesn't even feel it.
no, and it is insane. You're just like bouncing off the limiter constantly.
So that's the game, right? Is like big horsepower, spin the wheels, or in a
Yeah.
light chassis.
Yeah,
And
and the
obviously it has to be-
steering, like the steering angles,
Yeah.
it will go almost 90.
How do they do that? Cut the A arms to shit, or like
They do. There's like people that his car had. He basically built like or bought a full competition car.
already done.
Yeah,
Okay.
that had a junkyard LS in it.
So dude,
So he threw a rod out of that one, and then had a new motor fully built.
cheapest motors to put together, they say.
I mean they are.
They're dirt cheap. Well, so is that a platform? So it's like, hey, I want to get drifting. You use that platform or some BMWs or
A lot of BMWs, a lot of like Nissan 240s.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, that's
That's a big one.
that is the drift car.
So is the aftermarket parts world pretty gnarly for that?
Oh,
I
it's
would imagine.
insane.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and all these guys, like there's a Nissan 240 there with 1J or 2JZ Toyota Supra engine,
Which makes a
in it.
ton of power and it's not heavy.
Yeah, inline six
Yep.
turbo. There's another LS swapped Nissan. LSs
That's it.
they
Huh?
are hard to beat, especially. Yeah, they work so good, and it was just wild, like coming into. The whole goal is to get close to things, right? Sliding, and so you come into this like entrance in between. It's not very big, and all of a sudden it's just clutch kick, foot on the floor, bouncing off the limiter, like ass ends right by the tires, and the wall, and then you get into the course, and then you start
Wow.
doing the thing. And
Did you ever touch the wall?
no, we had one where we lost it. And there's a couple areas where they are like sunken grade for drainage.
Okay.
And came into one corner with way too much speed out of like one of the banks. And it just like we bounced off and
Really?
felt like hit pretty hard.
Mess anything up?
It probably needed an alignment after that. We broke an axle shaft.
Just by that or
No, that was just sticky tires, fresh sticky tires.
and that would break an axle.
Oh yeah, well, with clutch kick to bring it in, and it just
Dink.
Yep.
So he keeps the extra one, obviously. Is
Oh yeah,
that
we
a common
swapped.
thing?
Yeah, we swapped the axle shaft like
Jeez.
right away.
And you said he went through what, two sets of tires? What was it you told me?
Yeah, we went through two sets of rear tires in. I mean, of drive time, like 45 minutes, maybe.
Holy shit, that's an expensive hobby.
Yeah, but you don't buy like the crate. I think the tires are like you get them on sale, they're like $120 each.
Okay, and you're not drifting every weekend.
Some people are.
No shit.
But like he brought 3 sets of rears.
Okay. Fronts, you probably don't go through that often.
No, I don't think. And like they all have to have their own wheels. You're not changing.
Right. You're not mounting tires there.
No. And
so those guys probably have their own tire machine or doing it by spoons, or I mean, you're not balancing.
You got a
anything.
tire machine for sure.
Do they balance them too? Then
I don't know.
that's a good question. Would you even need to?
They're spinning at high RPMs.
Yeah, that's true. You probably
like
should.
your wheel speed's probably pretty gnarly.
So you have to have a tire machine and a balancer.
Yeah, or know somebody.
Or know someone, but you're always going in changing tires. That'd be your big thing.
Yeah, like in one drift night, because him and all of his buddies essentially rented the track out for the night or for the evening. So from 2:00 till 6:00.
What does that cost? How expensive that is?
$150 per person.
Okay, that's
because there's an ambulance there, like
Yeah.
full time,
paramedic guy with
Yep.
on staff. Yeah.
that gives you all the rules. You can't stand in the middle of the track with a camera in your hand. Got to be like
Really?
in the tire or like
Okay.
yeah.
I bet that's an awesome experience, dude.
Oh, it was so wild. It was really fun, and the track is only like, it's like going from here to the mountain.
Mhm.
And like, man, this would be fun to get into, but there's nothing around us.
I was gonna say, where's your nearest drift track at? There?
Probably Medford.
Oh, that's a rip.
Yeah, they were all driving to Medford last weekend for an event. There's another event this weekend or this upcoming weekend. I mean, it's all over the place. And I didn't like think much, like it always looked cool, but I was like, I don't know whether I'd really enjoy it. But going out and doing it, I didn't ever drive. I didn't want to drive.
Right. Yeah.
Like
I don't want to fuck shit up.
I'm really good at breaking other people's things, especially their toys.
Yeah.
And I don't want to.
So was it fun to spectate?
Oh, yeah.
So it'd be a good spectator sport. Like, just go watch one.
Oh, just go watch for sure. Especially like going to, I was talking to my buddy Joe about this, and he's been to a bunch of the Formula D events.
The serious ones.
Yeah, the serious ones. And he said it's just insane.
They don't do drift trucks, do they?
I think you can do anything, but I'm sure, I don't know. I don't see why not.
I wonder if because it wouldn't be a good platform because too much weight in the nose versus the back. But is that what you'd want? I don't know. That's the whole question I want to ask him.
I don't know. I don't know how it all works.
You don't see like people taking a 92 Toyota pickup and making it a drift truck. That I don't know about.
Well, let's look it up.
Look up drift trucks.
Drift trucks. There's got to be.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
The Toyota up there. 92 era Toyota drift truck right there is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, I could get into drift trucks.
Yeah, drift trucks would be sweet. Yeah, that's a thing.
That is a thing. How come we're not even like that's something you should look at? Oh, the S10 right there.
Yeah.
Cheap beginner drift trucks that don't. There's a great article for you, John, to get into drift trucks because you need another hobby.
Yes. Yeah, I need something else to spend money on.
You could start a whole nother business model. Ugh, that's a terrible car.
Oh yeah, 3rd and 4th gen F bodies.
Work on those things. Great time. That's a good looking car.
That's the one that everybody has. A Nissan 240 SX.
Are they hard to find? Let's look real quick. 240 SX. Are they hard to find? I wonder.
They're not cheap. Let me see. Nissan 240 SX. Like a lot of people use them for drift cars.
Do people use the Z cars, the 350Zs?
Yes.
I was gonna say that'd probably be a good one too, right?
Yeah, like the newer ones. But this right here, this is a drift car.
Okay, got it.
It's 1UZ swapped, which I think isn't that a Toyota engine, a Toyota V8? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how like in the drift world, everything isn't all polished out.
Oh no, that's what was really surprising. It's like some of it is, but oh yeah, here's one. So $3,000 you could get a car with no rear bumper.
Oh.
S13 coilovers, likely
roached out.
Oh yeah, this thing's been hammered on. I mean, that's because it's essentially the car that everybody uses.
Right.
For this. So
$33,000 for a Cybertruck. Wow.
Really?
You know what it says? Foundation series. I didn't know there was a foundation series. That is it's a Texas plates.
With Texas plates, yeah, for $33,000. So this is where you go to seller data.
Dude, look at the roof rack.
And you see all the cars they're selling.
The tractor's interesting. The Kubota for $19K.
Yeah, a 2022.
Yeah.
Like
in bin.
Full on.
Enclosed cab with a backhoe for $19,000. That seems weird to me.
That's because all of this is a scam.
Oh, give me your email and then I'll send over information.
Yes.
I really was going to buy that Cybertruck for you. I figured you need that.
For 33. I mean, that's one of the ugliest ones I've ever seen.
I would make that into a shooting car. You know what a shooting car is, right? You park it out back and you blast it with shotguns and guns. You know, like all kinds of rounds and see what it does.
Here
there you go.
This is your.
That's a cool looking car. Look at your right. The tire, like the steering angle is like almost parallel to the front of the car.
Yeah, they're able to get them to turn so far. And I really haven't done much, reading.
They're gonna find out that like the people like this sport is going to produce all kinds of cancer-causing agents by smelling tire stuff all day long, right?
I mean,
They're like,
all
hey,
motorsports do.
how come this guy died at the age of 32? Well, it was cancer. We found out that he sucks at drifting, so he's always behind the leader. And he's been sucking tires his whole life.
That and like, I mean, even drag racing, you're doing a burnout.
Right. I mean, like you think at some point you're like, dude, the smell of tires. I just love it so much. I just want to smell it all day long.
Right. Yeah, you can't.
Dude, that thing is gnarly. Look at the
Yeah.
Look at the intake sticking out of the hood.
This car is totally roached, and it's 15K in Tacoma.
But it looks cool.
It's a 6-liter LS.
It probably doesn't even know it's...
That's making noise from the passenger side head.
Oh, that's fine. Define noise.
Yeah, exactly.
What kind of noise are we talking about here?
T56, like if you look at everything that's done on it, it's got a ton of good stuff, and it's just got a shell that's been drifted a lot.
That Holley high ram intake looks sick on the LSs.
Oh,
that is like
so good.
That thing looks awesome.
Yeah, I absolutely love the look of that.
I like it. It's the best part. I like that the flip up powered headlights don't work anymore, so they just stuck.
Yeah, it's a thing to have them like either like partway. Or to have one.
Oh, really? Up or down? That's a thing, huh?
I think so. Okay. I don't know. I'm sure there's somebody listening to this that's really into drifting.
And he's just like, these assholes have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, exactly, which we don't. I just went and did it once.
Let's talk about drift trucks, though. What would be your drift truck? Being an OBS guy, I'd say a Ford F-150 short box, but...
I would love to do that. It's just a big machine.
It's a bit, so a Ford Ranger. Being a Ford guy, we have to pick a Ford thing. I'd say a Ford Ranger, Ford Courier, or...
Yeah. What was... I do like the Rangers. I mean, honestly, I think I would like it would be fun to do an OBS.
It would be.
Like, I really love the Huna truck. That is one of my...
I've never heard anyone say that, oh, I don't like that. If you don't like that Hoonigan truck, I mean, it probably means you tuck your wiener and you probably do some other things at night. But that truck is so cool looking the way it sits. And
it is insane.
It is. And I guess there's your iconic drift truck right there. Thank you,
Ken
Block.
I mean, it really is. Yeah. But isn't this is all-wheel drive?
Right. And if I remember right, reading the article, it's like a powertrain out of to make that kind of horsepower all-wheel drive. It was like IndyCar stuff or something. Justin and I were reading. It was weird.
It's a twin turbo EcoBoost V6.
Right, but the transmission transfer case and how they did that was something totally different. And front end too.
Yeah, and the engine is something like it is what is that engine? It's like a serious like Le Mans car engine.
I wonder what did they say the dollar amount of that truck? What it cost to put together?
Gosh, no.
I bet it's more than like you think it's more than like one of those high-end trophy trucks?
Yeah.
I bet you're right. That's so cool.
It's an all aluminum body. That's or maybe but like all the fenders, that's all like handmade aluminum.
It's cool they use the 70 series body style.
Yeah, dent side.
Yes, I think that's the coolest thing is they use this like body style that 10 years ago was trailer trash, right?
Yeah,
and now everyone's like, "Oh, dude, I need one of those in my garage or my shop."
And it's just so iconic looking, like I love the twin turbos sticking out of the hood. I love the 3D printed intake sticking out of the hood. And those are 35-inch tires.
They are?
Yes. Those are 35s.
That is so, I just think, in what world does that make sense?
In this world, like.
And I love the color scheme.
Yes.
Like I think it's good stuff.
What does it say? Wheels were custom made. I'm like 99% sure that those are 35s.
They're definitely not they definitely fill up the wheel well.
Yeah. Yeah, they're insane.
That's pretty good stuff. So, all right. Should we carry on and motor on to something else? Go back to drift truck. So we'll just click on some pictures here. Speaking of that, I like that you can go buy a new F-150 short box and you can do the performance package with it. Oh,
yeah. Like
suspension stuff.
Cletus McFarland and those guys do.
And then you have like a street truck that's like 900 horsepower with a factory warranty.
Yes. And will run sub 10s.
Yeah, you've seen them a lot now. I saw one when we were driving up to the mountain. There was one going by. And it was red, lowered, like street truck-ish. And what's cool is he didn't do a flashy wheel. It was like a deep wheel. And then he painted the yellow on the Toyo.
Oh,
and
nice.
it looked cool. It looked way cool, and you're seeing more and more of them.
Oh yeah, I mean, because that Coyote motor is just insane.
Well, I think like base price like $55K, and you add like, I could be wrong in these numbers, but I remember Oscar saying, because a buddy of his got one, his dad got one, is doing it. It was like $55K, and then it was like, I think he pumped in there like $10K into it to do all the gnarly stuff. Don't quote me on actual how close that is, but it wasn't bad for having like a street truck that looks cool, performs good, and has a warranty.
Yeah, I mean, does it still have a warranty?
I guess they do if you do it through Ford. That's what I've been told. I think you'd have to do some reading, and there's people probably listening to this or not listening to this that might be more of an expert on that. But I just like the look of it, and that new F-150 body style
It looks
good,
really good,
especially in a short box single cab.
Yeah,
and it's just like lowered just right.
Yeah,
it looks pretty rowdy.
They're so sweet, and it's crazy just how much power you can get.
Dude, the short box single cab world, it doesn't matter what it is. Short box single cab stuff looks rad.
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's Chevy, Ford, or Dodge. Even the old Dodges, if you find one that's like a short bed single cab, they look rad too.
They're
lifted,
really
lowered.
Cool.
I love that body. I like anything in that combo.
Yeah.
It's probably why I like the crew cab short boxes, because you don't see them that often.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Same thing with the extended cab.
Yep. Extended cab short boxes.
Talk about it all the time. The unicorn trucks, especially in the OBS world.
Yeah.
There was someone running around with a 70s Dodge. It was in Albany. It was all done up. It was amazing. It was an extended cab, short box.
Oh yeah.
And it looks so. I've never seen another one again.
Yeah.
In that combo, and it's like 72-ish.
Yep.
73. So I don't know if that was custom made.
No, they made them. I've seen a couple of them.
They look good.
They're super cool.
Yeah.
What are they? Are they like not a Ram Charger?
Is it a B series? No, that's a B series, a van series. I forget those ones.
Let's see. 70s Dodge.
Half ton.
Club cab. Short bed.
You don't see a lot. There you go, right there, that orange one, huh?
That orange one.
That's pretty cool.
Dad steered him in the direction. Oh yeah.
It's Dodge back then. They're so tinny, but they have such a cool look to them.
They're very unique. I also like the swept line Dodges.
Yes, but you know what though? Before anyone started doing stuff with them, you're like, "Oh, that's an ugly looking truck."
I know.
Back then, you're like, "Oh man, I see out in the farmer's field, like, oh, get the
goes
around and crush it."
Wasn't the swept line in like Deliverance?
Oh, dude,
the movie.
I only watched Deliverance once. It fucked me up. I could never watch it again. I don't even want to remember that movie. It's so messed up. I heard that one ruined Ned Beatty's career, the actor.
Really?
Yes, they said that stunted his acting career. If you look up that, yeah, because
it's a wild movie.
Oh shit! And you ever realize watching that movie, I was like, it has to be so uncomfortable for Burt Reynolds was wearing that neoprene, like it was almost like a diving, what would you call it, vest?
Yes.
But then it had the neck thing where he couldn't move his neck 100%. I'm like, that had to suck to wear for that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Ned Beatty thing, if you look it up, I read an article. They said that like really stunted his career.
I mean, that would make sense.
Could you imagine that movie is what? How old is that movie? That movie's got to be.
Remember.
What was 70s era?
Yeah,
it was
70s or
early
80s.
Yeah, early 80s.
Yeah.
It had to be somewhere in there.
I remembered where the Dodge swept line was.
It's
in Christmas Vacation.
Oh, when they come up on the old pickup with all the shit in the back and they brake check them and all the crap comes out.
Yep, this.
Yes.
And it just looks like a giant.
Oh, right there. That's the movie I think of when I think of Dodge as Overboard. The OG Overboard.
Oh, yes.
But no, go back to what you're talking about. Yeah, the Dodge right there.
Yeah, with the mud flaps.
Yes, that's right. And look at the lever action in the back window. Check out the back window on that. Look how it's looks like two pieces.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, they're super strange.
They are definitely goofy.
But they're cool in a way, and the gun rack in the back window just makes sense.
We should make billet gun racks, bring them back. Make them out of
I don't think, I mean, there's not many places. Well, I'm sure there's still a lot of places you can get away with the gun rack in the back window.
You can get away with it in Lacombe, Oregon. Guarantee it. 100%.
There's a kid that showed up, like you used to be able to show up at Bend High with your shotgun and your gun rack.
Yeah, nowadays everyone's too much of a pussy to fucking do it.
Yeah, it was like it was as long as it was there because you were going hunting after school.
It's so lame, dude. It's so lame. Too many soft-fingered humans these days. But no, and I remember
And too many people taking medications and doing dumb things.
there's 100% that too. It always takes a couple of dumb assholes to ruin it for the rest of us.
Yeah.
I remember Shane would always take his trap gun, because he was shooting high school trap, and he'd take his trap gun, and I was like, ooh, man. But, and you have to leave it in the car, but I go, man, if the school ever found, but he went to a small school. They don't think they'd ever give, they let boys bring knives into school.
Nice.
Yeah, they didn't give a shit. They got pocket knives all day, because it's
Yeah.
to a really small school. It was out in the country. They wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
But the gun rack thing, back in the day, everyone had a gun rack, and everyone had like I said, a 30-30 across it, or their
Yeah.
Ruger Model 70, like
Yeah.
or 7.7, whatever, a hunting rifle.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you don't see that shit.
No, not very often.
We were way out in Montana and on a trip, and I remember it was like 3 or 4 years ago, and some guys driving through Montana, gun rack with a AR heavy barrel, and I'm like, yes, we're back in.
Yeah, just sitting there.
Yep, I'm like, this is how it needs to be.
Yeah.
So anyway, yes, the swept line, dude. It's a cool looking body style
I
for
think
sure.
Deliverance had a Bronco or a Scout in it.
With who? The bad guys or good guys?
I think the good guys.
Was that what they pulled the boat with? The river?
Yeah. Let's see. Cars and Deliverance. Yeah, it was a Scout.
You're right. That's such a cool color combo,
Yeah.
right?
That was a great color combo.
Mm.
1972.
Okay, so think about this. 1972. You have a movie that's put out, and it has the Ned Beatty scene.
Yes.
I bet people in that era were like, "What the hell am I watching?"
Yeah.
That is messed up.
Oh yeah, if anybody hasn't seen Deliverance, it's
a great one to watch, dude. Watch that movie. Oh, if you're in another one, if you're gonna really mess yourself up, Requiem for a Dream. Just knock them out. 1, 2. You'll feel really bad about yourself afterwards.
yeah. It's it's a very interesting movie.
Look at the picture up there to the top left of one more over, right there. Now look what he is wearing. Burt Reynolds is wearing.
Oh,
that neck
yeah.
thing. See, I'm talking about, like, you couldn't even move your neck.
Yeah, it's just like
Who designed that?
I don't know. Yeah, that
Look at that.
it's quite the outfit.
I forgot John Voight was in that for some reason. I totally spaced that off.
I've only seen this movie once.
That's all you need to see it. Burt Reynolds was a badass back then.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a crazy movie.
It is. You know what's funny? See how I'm gonna go back to the wetsuit thing he's wearing.
Yeah.
See O'Neill's starting to go back to that in all their wetsuits for surfing.
What?
That paneled stuff instead of like
Really?
solid. Yeah, and they say they get more movement out of it. O'Neill's got a
I
whole
did
new
not see
line for
that.
surf wetsuits like that. And they're all like front entry with, like they say they give them a lot more, like, not so bound up.
Huh.
We
That's
should go to Lifestyle Awake after this and go look at them.
Yeah. I've already got a wetsuit. It's a little tattered, but
You might need another one.
yeah, right.
It's almost that season.
Oh, it's that season. I'd go right now.
What do you think the temperature at Billy Chinook is right now?
Cold.
56 like Detroit was? Or cold?
Let me see. Let's see.
Billy Chinook's awesome.
Lake Billy Chinook water temp.
I know it's a truck podcast, but we're just going to go there.
Yeah, we're just like doing whatever. 4 days ago.
Let's see.
No,
That can't be the water.
that's the weather.
That's open.
Water temperature is only 41 degrees.
That's cold. That's
That was on the 17th.
all you, bud. I don't think I could do maybe a dry suit. Maybe.
You wouldn't do it in a wetsuit?
It had to be a 4-4. It's got. Do they make a 6-6?
They make a 5-4, and I think they make a 6-5.
You just can't bend your arms.
Yeah, exactly. I've got a 4-3, which I've been in that temperature water in a 4-3.
How was it?
Oh, see, we go to Prineville, 52.
Oh, even better. Might as well just do Detroit then. Detroit was 56 last week. All right. The only thing about Detroit, though, is so much debris in the water. They haven't combed it yet.
Yeah, that's Prineville. You don't have to worry about that.
No?
No.
Why is that?
No debris.
How about Billy Chinook?
Not much.
Hmm.
It's not like Detroit.
Right. Detroit gets bad.
Yeah.
Like, we were out doing stand-up ski stuff, and it was years ago, and we came upon, it's like, what's out on the water? And it was early, and it was basically probably it was hard to say, but the butt of this tree was probably 3 feet around, and it's floating end on end, just
Oh
doing
yeah.
this. And so I'm like, could you imagine hitting that in a boat, or
Yeah.
or like do a jump turn into it on a stand-up? That would suck ass.
Yeah.
And that was like, I think that was like early June.
Yeah. I mean, even there's times or there's areas when we go to Shasta where I'll be sure to have somebody up in the bow,
Just to watch.
just like keeping an eye, especially if we're just cruising, like, from all the way up the arm that we stay at, I think it's Sacramento arm up by Sugarloaf, and going all the way like to Bay Bridge or whatever. There's some areas where you can you can come across like a little mound.
Ooh.
So you got to know the lake semi decent.
Well, when you're ripping, you're not going to have time to like dodge that if you're not paying attention or know the area.
Yeah, you got to know the area.
What's the temperature of Shasta? Let's look at that.
Oh, yeah. That would be good to know because that is well worth driving down to.
What's that trip?
From here, it's like 4 hours.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
Lake Shasta water temp 59.
Oh, I thought it'd be bigger. I thought it'd be better than that. That's weird.
It's gonna be better.
Yeah, probably about a month. Maybe even less.
Yeah, within a month. It's gonna be there we go, Shasta Lake.
View
history. Yeah. It gets up to 86.
That's nuts, is it?
Dude, it is like bathwater.
That's awesome.
It's so much fun because you can like sit there in the water because it's like 104 degrees out.
Right.
And you're in 86 degree water, which would normally be cold, but like you're just able to sit in the water chilling.
It's a very cool lake.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about trucks. Let's talk about, what I was thinking the other day is we were talking about, what we should do is go to Marketplace real quick. Because out of Albany area Marketplace, there is a I'm going to call it a short wide. 90, get this real quick. 95-ish, short wide, white Chevrolet half ton. It is sick. All OG.
What year you say? 95?
It's like a 95-ish or something like that. Oh.
95.
I think, let me see if I can find that. Kenny, I found it and then
Chevy.
Then Kenny sent it to me.
1500?
1500. It was like 19.
What color?
White. Let me see if I can find this. Hold on. I should have had this ready to go. Sorry, people.
It's all right. We'll figure it out.
96 GMC. That's what it was. Sorry. GMC.
A God-made Chevy.
Yeah, the God-made Chevy. Someone told me time. Oh, GMCs had lock washers where Chevrolets didn't.
Oh, really?
Can you believe that shit? Someone actually thought that one.
I mean,
Z71.
That's what I've always been told.
Out of Hillsboro. Oh, might be gone. Oh, check out that one for $8,000 short bed in Albany. Oh, that's
Stepside V6.
Oh, they're always V6s.
Who cares? Throw a big block in it.
There you go.
Oh, text it to me.
All right, coming to it. Let's see here.
I've been watching way too much Cletus McFarland lately because all I want to do is get a short wide pickup and put a twin turbo big block in it.
I mean, why wouldn't you, John?
I don't know. Money, time.
There is always that money thing.
Projects.
It just seems to be like anything. Like I said, street trucks. It's like one of the coolest things ever, right?
Oh yeah.
Big lifted stuff's cool, but a street truck.
And the sound of a twin turbo V8 just bouncing off the limiter. Like I was watching before you got here, I was watching, he just had Dale Earnhardt Jr. Drive their Dale truck.
Okay.
And apparently Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s never driven a truck on a drag strip or anything before.
How'd they go?
He lifted because he thought it was too fast. like
Really?
right off the gate. Yeah, I haven't finished the video, but it's a 1,500 horse all-wheel drive truck.
What all-wheel drive truck is that?
The Dale truck.
I didn't know it was all-wheel drive. I don't know. I don't watch that. I rarely watch much YouTube. I'm always too busy, it seems like. I never have enough time. Oscar's like, dude, you got to watch the new Cletus video. And I'm like, okay. And then I never get a chance
It's like my nighttime
That's your go-to, huh?
thing. Or like if I'm eating lunch by myself,
Watch that.
I'll turn something on.
Okay.
But let me find. Gotta pull it up in text.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Right?
I love that the first picture, I wouldn't recommend doing it this way, but the first picture has the brochure from 1996 with both factory keys and fobs.
And it has a good interior. 96 GMC 1500. Dude, that interior in 95, 96 was the best.
Yeah, so it's the Z71 regular cab.
5.7 Vortec, blah, blah, blah.
150,000 miles. AC, heat, third owner. I mean,
Isn't that cool?
it is so sweet. The price, they know how sweet it is.
Yeah, by the price.
I don't think I could spend 15 grand on that.
I'd buy it in 15. I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Well, then go buy it.
Lisa would be pissed at me, but I would do that in a heartbeat. That thing
Golly.
is sick.
It's so clean.
You know how many intakes we did back in the day, dude? I can almost do it with my eyes closed. We did them all the time.
Yard that thing out and throw a 6-liter in it.
We always did the intakes for that stupid heater nipple in the back that would break off. These pot aluminum.
Yeah.
It was so lame. That truck is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I really like that.
And you don't
truck.
see a lot of short beds that clean. Usually they're beat to shit.
Yeah. Is it 4-wheel drive?
Yeah.
Z71 makes it 4-wheel drive?
I believe so. I do know. I think it had the lovely shifter. Go back to the interior. I think it showed it. Dude, look. And oh, maybe. Oh,
Were they manual shift?
dude, maybe this is an auto shift, maybe? Plot twist.
Because they wouldn't have locking hubs. It's Chevrolet.
No, it's going to be a push button. Maybe it's a push button. I bet it is. They did in the S10s and the Blazers. I can't remember if.
It doesn't say whether it's 4x4 or not.
Interesting. Yeah, 4-wheel drive right there. 4-wheel drive.
Where?
Underneath.
Oh,
That's what I thought. Like,
got it.
that thing is a. Look at the bolsters on the seat.
Oh, yeah.
For 150K, someone loved that truck.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, this thing's
I'll sell Cowboy.
beautiful.
I'd sell Cowboy in a heartbeat.
Is Cowboy officially for sale?
It is for sale. We haven't listed a price, so if someone's interested, hit us up. But I want to sell it.
So you want to sell it so you can buy this? So like 15, 16,000 is what you're thinking?
You might have to have some money left over. No, we got to do some other projects, and I think it's time. I don't drive it. It sits in the shop, and I do want to get the boat behind it. I think it looks sick pulling the boat to the lake.
It
looks
would.
so sick.
Why wouldn't you?
Dude, you get busy, and you're like, I'll hop in the Super Duty, pull something, or okay, I don't know. It's one of those things like, we have these trucks. I probably need to start selling some of them, because it's getting to the point where it's like I'm accumulating too many.
Oh, really?
Shocker, right? And if I'm not driving them, it's like Kenny always talk about it. It's like we use them as product development, like I've always said, but then it's like then you're done with it and you're just sitting there collecting dust. It's like I drive it and I don't drive it. And the winter times in the valley sucks, dude. And you don't to keep them clean and shit, and the wheels polished, the pain in the dick, and I got a ton of stuff I do already. So like, oh, let's go drive Cowboy Drive. Okay, great. And it gets all dirty and shitty. It's like, okay, now I gotta spend. Like polish the wheels takes a bit.
Yeah.
If you get road grime on them. So I'm like, you know what? There's other things. That crew cab short bed, I want to start driving that thing.
Yeah.
Go through it, and it's never had injector harnesses or glow plugs. It's low miles, so I'd rather drive that up to the mountain.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's time to sell it. It's time to move on. I was hoping to have our flatbeds out before we sell it, but Ryan moving his shop, and the flatbeds, dude, it's like 3/4 way done. Our first, our first prototype one, the Cowboy setup. So I'm like, you know what, dude, we'll put it out there. It's for sale. Hit us up if you're interested. It's gonna be 6 digits.
Yeah.
I don't have to sell it, but for what's done to that truck and what it is, It's 6 digits. So people might say I'm crazy, but it is what it is.
I don't think you are. You couldn't pay somebody to put that truck together for that price.
Right. And the engine alone, I think we're around 35K into that engine, give or take, just with the machining and girdle and all the bells and whistles. I mean, we didn't, I've always said we went as far as we could, except for compounding it. So
Right.
I think it's just time. It's just time to let it go and do something else. So, and we have a couple other trucks that we want to get to,
Yeah.
and that bullnose so sweet. That bullnose crew cab, I like to get it sitting correctly and give it a little bit of love before the truck show if we can, and maybe sell that too after we get it. We already put a Hydro Boost on it for testing, but I'd like to at least get maybe 99 axles underneath it, or go through and at least do something to have it sit level and get it kind of cleaned up. Um, that's a cool truck. That thing's pretty cool. Like a bullnose crew cab, you don't see a lot of them. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna keep this one and leave it up at the house at Crescent. But I'm like, yeah, fuck that. We'll probably just sell that one too.
Right.
Will wants it, but I don't think. Who knows?
Would Will actually buy it?
I don't know. He really likes it. It's a right out of Sweet Home Oregon logging truck. When you look at it, it looks like it just came off the hill at some logging site. You know, you look at it, you're like, dude, that looks like 1980s log truck or crew truck.
Yeah.
So I just think that body style is so awesome.
Oh yeah, it's super cool.
It is, but I don't think it's, I like to keep it forever, but look, I gotta start getting in a different mindset. I gotta start selling some stuff off. I got too many vehicles.
I've been telling you that for a long time.
I know. I'm pretty stubborn that way though, and I like shiny objects. So I'll keep the Bronco forever though. I don't think I can sell the Bronco.
The Bronco's pretty sweet.
The Bronco's pretty cool. I think everyone needs a Bronco in their lineup. They're so fun.
What about the Cummins truck?
I don't know if I could ever part with the Cummins truck. If someone offered me enough money, I think I would at some point. I really do. So, I think the way Lisa and I are going with the way we want to start slowly getting away from both businesses, I think it's gonna have to happen. Start whittling things up. I can't sell her blue truck though. She said I can never sell that. So, and the little green truck. In fact, we have a 347 stroker for it that I didn't realize it. Well, I didn't realize.
Oh yeah, you told me about that with Ryan.
So Ryan, our machinist, goes, "Hey, you still have this 302 for Lisa's Bronco?" And I'm like, "Oh, dude, we sold that Bronco." So I'm like, "He's already done with it. The machining's done. The parts are there." And I'm like, "Well, what are we gonna do with this 302?" And he's like, "Well, it's a 347 stroker, and I'll just get different heads, different cam, and a different fuel injection system, and it'll be wild. It'll be super fast. Well, what am I gonna do with that? It's already paid for. So I think he either needs to go in that bullnose short bed or that green truck, but we'll see."
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I'm not starting any gnarly projects until wintertime. I want to get through the truck show, dude. That truck show stresses us out, and I've always come into the seasons trying to finish something for that, and I'm kind of burnt on that.
Yeah.
So you know how that goes. You've done that multiple times.
It's hard to not get burned out. I'm burned out from doing this 99 to 04 suspension.
It looks good on that Excursion, dude. That thing looks so good.
It's turning out really nice, and it works incredibly well, but I'm just so tired of. I'm just ready to hit the go button and tell people it's available, which the plan was to do that yesterday, but I backed off. So it'll happen this upcoming week.
Well, I think that Excursion market I didn't realize what an up and coming market that is. People are wanting Excursions, and they used to think, oh, it's a 6-liter. I don't want that. That's BS, dude. People are wanting.
Nobody cares.
No one cares anymore. V10s, 6 liters, 7.3s, 100%. But you're seeing people, even 5.4 Excursions are holding their value.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But where do you find a vehicle minus a Chevy Suburban that is a 1-ton? Even Suburbans are only 3/4 tons in those, if you could find one. They made a 3/4 ton.
I mean, technically, the Excursion's a 3/4 ton.
True, but let's be honest, dude. It's on a serious truck chassis.
Yeah,
that's not like, oh, it's a half ton or like a Tahoe or some bullshit.
No, it's got the Dana 50 front axle.
Yeah,
which is
that's for what people are using it for. Give me a break.
I went out and beat on that Dana 50 real hard.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
Just Tuesday. And didn't break.
It's not going to.
No.
I mean, unless you're JP doing JP shit. But
Yeah.
it's
Well,
not good.
then, like, if you're doing that, you need a
Yeah,
truss.
you need a truss.
You need all the things.
But it's when Will got his, I'm like, oh, do an excursion, blah blah. But I started looking at him like, even if, dude, even like 2 kids, like if you have kids, maybe it's 2, maybe it's 1, maybe it's 5. I don't know. Maybe you're into a cult or something. What a great vehicle to haul the boat, the travel trailer,
Oh yeah,
all the shit, dogs. You could get all your dogs in that thing, John.
I know.
Your whole sled dog team. You could put them in there and go up to the mountain and like fit everyone in there.
I'm trying to figure out how to fit 2 dirt bikes and the boat with the excursion.
Ooh, that'd be tough.
That's the problem.
You have trucks. Just take
I know,
a truck.
but
always
the
do that.
excursion is comfy. It's a limited, man.
It is.
Besides, the driver's seat is broken. Like broken.
Broken. Okay.
Yeah, just on part of the back. But it's really quite comfortable.
It's cool because I love OBSs. To this day, it's the only truck that I'll turn around and look at and go, that's a badass truck. But the first Super Duty was a game changer for interior.
Yeah, the interior is so much.
Well, the cab's bigger inside.
Bigger
You have more room.
yes.
You can see out of it better. They did that Kenworth notching the side glass so you can see out of there's no blind spots. The mirrors
Right.
are real low, so you're looking over the mirror.
Yep.
That's why they did that, right? Like they got the mirrors real low on the body. And then, which is one of the coolest things I've ever thought, that Ford had enough insight that I think, don't quote me on this, maybe Ken even know. I thought Kenworth started doing it on their semi trucks where the glass was on the side of your door glass. It came down, it like notched down so there was no blind spot when you look at your mirrors.
Right.
Right? Well, Ford did that with the Super Duties, and they still do it to this day.
Yeah.
My new one has that.
Yeah.
And it's smart because then you're not having look over your door to look at your mirror. And then they take the mirrors, they lower them down. So then it's all visible and you can see over your mirror.
Right.
It's totally like a great idea.
Oh no, it's really great.
That's why that's why that body style, like this, like when it first came out, I remember looking at one at the Ford dealership. This is going to date me, right? I was probably, 18, maybe my 20s. But I remember going to the Ford dealership, pick up parts in Albany for my dad. And I walked in there and they had a brochure on the counter and it was the new Super Duty. This was 1998-ish, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So I remember coming to the counter, like, yeah, this is our new Super Duty. I'm like, well, Super Duty. He's like, yeah, they're no longer classifying as F-150 or F-250, F-350. It's going to be all called a Super Duty.
Which changed.
Right. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I look and it was yellow like a Tonka truck. The brochure was like,
oh, that yellow.
Yes. And I'm like, dude, that thing is sick. It looks like a Tonka truck. That is awesome.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it for the first time and going,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're neat. I like them.
I remember the first ones that we had in the shop, the first Super Duties, the mirrors did not bend backwards and they also didn't retract in. So they were stuck really far out and they wouldn't, if you were to catch something on them, they would fold forward and break the whole plastic.
Yeah.
Right? Which I did on a hoist.
Yeah.
Caught
Classic.
it on a hoist.
On a customer's rig.
Yep. On a customer's rig, doing an oil change. I went to back it out and the mirrors like stuck out really far. They didn't telescope in and they didn't bifold forward if you catch something. They would just break the plastic that surrounded them. My dad was super pissed. Yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't you be pissed if Shane did that?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
I broke my mirror on the excursion out testing it.
What'd you hit?
Oh, tree or something.
Juniper?
No, we were up, we were trying to get to Triangle Hill, which is,
Yay.
Yeah, like between here and Bachelor.
Tons of snow?
Yeah, we got stuck in some snow.
On 35s?
Yeah, I buried the axles. And I was like, man, 37s, we probably wouldn't have had this issue.
Right? Ian Devon's in the back of my going, John, put 37s on that thing. It looks sick. With, what, 8 inches of lift? 6 inches of lift?
6 inches.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. We got it dug out.
Okay.
It was me, Grant, and Jack. And Grant was just sitting middle seat in the back. And he's like, this is awesome. This thing's so comfortable. Like, can see every direction.
That's what I'm telling you. That excursion market is like, that's a serious market right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even
they're great.
In the same thing with the early Super Duty trucks, I think those are pretty still, especially if it's 7.3.
Yeah, a clean 7.3 trucks.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Hard to come by.
It is. They are. Yeah, 100%. And it was cool is you could still. They made a lot of those were short beds. They're
Yeah.
cruise shorts.
Yeah, there were a lot of those.
And it was kind of cool to see those as well. So.
Yeah, I'd like to get one.
So we're talking about Marketplace. Let's hit Marketplace.
'Kay.
We're already here shooting the shit. Anyway, so if anyone has an extra, what was it, 15K for that?
Yeah.
If anyone has extra 15K floating around, then maybe you should pick it up.
This Marketplace is,
In Albany?
yeah, this
Yeah.
is just my main feed. Has some gems. For anybody,
That's a good bike right there, by the way. The 05 Honda CRF right there.
yeah,
That's not a bad bike, John. That's not bad.
I have more into my XR100 than what they're listing that one for.
Yeah, I know. We're not going to go there. Let's
We
move
do
on.
need to talk about that Trek, but
That's a good idea.
um,
That right there. Click on the 2000 or the
dually?
Yeah, click on that.
okay, so we're looking at a 2003 GMC 3500 crew
Who's the
cab
owner of
long
this?
bed
I might know
dually.
this person. Let's see. Scroll down.
185,000 miles.
Ryan Sackett, right there. You
You
know who
know
Ryan
him?
is?
No,
It's our machinist. This truck's badass, dude.
like Ryan, as in the guy who builds your motors.
No, that's Ryan out of Idaho. Ryan Sackett does some of our machining for us for our parts.
Nice.
Yeah, he's awesome. Big side by side guy. He's had a ton of cool trucks, and this one right here, he brought to the shop to deliver a pallet of parts for us. Sick, dude. This thing
Really?
is badass. Yeah, check this thing out. He holds a side by side on in a massive trailer.
So it's a lowered white crew cab long bed dually GMC Duramax with what, like 24s?
Yeah, something like that. So let's give a description. I have for sale a 2003 GMC 3500. I owned it for a little over 3 years, and it has served me well. It was already lowered when I bought it. I believe it's mostly DJM, 5/8, 5 in the front, 8 in the rear, drop with additional of Moog adjustable ball joints. It runs and drives perfectly since I've owned it. I've installed 45% SAC injectors, EFI Live, edge monitor, PPE, downpipe, up pipes, manifolds. Dude, he's done a ton of work on this thing. I've also added power heated leather seats. I really enjoy having this pickup. I'm not desperate to sell it, but I like to invest a little more money into my business. I don't drive it very often anymore, hence like what I said about the cowboy truck, except for on a sunny weekends. Price is OBO, currently sitting on new tires and polished Alcoas. So Ryan does a ton of Alcoa work. He does a lot of machining of Alcoas for his on his business. This thing though, the pictures do not do it justice because it lays really, really well.
It looks incredible.
Yeah, and Ricky was like, dude, he has a rack for it to put a 4-seater Polaris, like RZR, whatever, all the side-by-side world's so vague to me. But he puts it hauls that trailer with it.
That's
Isn't that cool?
awesome. Yeah,
So I just like the look of that. And I kind of like that GMC front end in those years.
I do too. I love lower dualies.
And it's Oxford white.
Is that Oxford?
Well, I don't know. It's not Oxford. It'd probably be just GM's white color. It's got a different name, right? So anyway, I think it's pretty badass. I hope people enjoy this. That's just one I
like that truck.
I saw that truck and I'm like, I think I know that truck and sure as shit. I've only seen it one time.
22 grand, not bad.
Didn't say how many miles. Oh, 185K. Okay, well,
That's not bad.
but it's OBO.
Yeah.
Shoot them. I mean, if you're into like the dually scene, lower dualies, there you go.
I want this.
What do you got?
I've
Really?
got
A Mazda RX-7.
1993 Mazda
That's what we're
RX-7.
talking about. Sorry, people, this came off the rails.
Description says, we'll take trades for cool cars plus cash. Also have an R32 GTR I'm looking to get rid of to make more space. So we'll take 2-for-1 trades. It's a 93 RX-7, FD3S, right-hand drive. Have a brand new motor for it as well. Car needs a turbo manifold. Yeah. Anyways, Mazda RX-7, Anki RPF1 wheels, my favorites.
I think I feel like you spent some evenings geeking out on this.
I used to be into cars a lot. But this is they don't even have,
That's all pictures?
It's a turbo rotary car. It's
Love
an
me some
old
rotary.
wankle.
Love me some rotary engines. Oh, especially the newer stuff that when they came out. Yes, I love them. They come in the shop and people wouldn't let them warm up.
Yeah, the RX-8.
Yeah, so we'd get them in the shop all the time. and they'd be like, "Hey, it just cranks, no start." You ever heard this one?
Oh yeah,
And what would happen is
you
people,
told me about it.
yeah, people wouldn't like let them warm up, which just sucks because they'd flood themselves.
Yeah.
So you literally had to like start the car, go drive it, get up operating temp, and then shut it off. But if you didn't, they'd flood themselves out.
And then didn't you use like propane?
Use propane to get them unflooded. You kill the fuel system, inject propane, and 99% of the time they'd fire. And you clean them out, go for a rip, and good to go.
Wow.
Yeah, it worked great.
Do you still have the tools to do that?
Well, we use propane for finding vacuum leaks. So we just take our propane bottle that has a wand on the end. You just stick it in a vacuum port, plug the other end, kill the fuel pump with, pull the fuse for the fuel pump, get a person in there cranking it, inject propane.
And then just wave a lighter around?
No, that's for getting the mark. Those things, that's the things to get the RX to fire. If you're checking for propane, we used it for vacuum leaks around intakes and stuff like that. So what you do is you would inject or you'd shoot propane around like back in the day, you'd have an intake manifold gasket leaking.
Oh, you're spraying it on the outside.
Yes, on the outside. So
to
you
see
do
if it revs up.
Yep, to see if the RPMs kick up. Propane's a really good one.
Yeah,
And
brake clean.
Brake clean works good, but brake clean's a little more volatile. It seems like because what happens with brake clean is people will shoot it down in the intake, and it's hot down there, especially if the vehicle's been running, and we've had them like take off, like catch fire.
Yeah.
But propane would never do that because
Okay.
it wouldn't like trough. Because your typical V6, V8, you have a valley there that traps all your oils.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of times the manufacturers didn't put a drain back there, so you start shooting like brake clean or carb clean down there, and it's just gonna sit there and like it'll start just, it doesn't take much.
No.
And you light off some interesting stuff.
Yeah.
That's why my dad's always like taught us propane. It's safer. You can just kind of shoot it. You wouldn't give like 100%. You have an adjuster. You just give a little propane, around runners. Like back in the day, our Ford Rangers would mess up on our fuel injector O-rings would crack because they get old and brittle. So that'd cause a vacuum.
Yep.
So you introduce a little bit of propane around the injectors, and you hear the RPMs take off. Oh, there's a vacuum leak. And then we got smoke machines.
Smoke machines.
And then we started using smoke machines.
Yeah.
But you'd be surprised, dude. Smoke machines. If there's any type of
I don't have
wind,
a whole lot of great luck.
no.
So I don't have a smoke machine. I just pull out a Black and Mild, wood tip cigar.
Yeah, and put it there.
And I just start chiefing on that. And by the time I'm done trying to find a vacuum leak.
Chiefing on that, I love that description.
And blowing it in the hose. I'm like, oh my gosh. This is the biggest nicotine rush I've ever had.
No, smoke machines, the early ones kind of suck. The later ones are really cool, but even then, though, any if you have the shop doors open, any type of wind, you're like, oh, I found a vacuum leak. And I remember like chasing it, like, oh shit, I can't, because it wafts.
Yeah.
It has to be a pretty good size one, but my dad would always use a smoke machine for finding water leaks. So he would take the smoke machine, run it in the car, turn the heater system on, turn the blower wide open so it could put pressure inside the cabin.
Yep.
He introduced smoke inside the vehicle, put the, because it was like, it smelled
for
like
finding those types of water leaks.
those water leaks. Yes, not coolant leaks, sorry. But yeah, he'd always use that for that. But you would make sure that the heater was on so it can push pressure inside the cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he always do that shit. He was like super crafty when it came to like diagnosing shit.
I like that.
Yeah, he would do like that kind of stuff all the time. I'm always like, what? Yeah, it always kind of. It took Justin and I a while to catch on to his shenanigans and how well he could diagnose things and the tricks he had. So anyway, but yeah,
And it works.
it did. So anyway, moving on. We're just cruising marketplace, dude. That King Ranch, the 08 F250 or 450. I know everyone hates on the 08 stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because it's it's a 6.4, but I love that body style, like the front end of the 08.
Oh, I do too. I may or may not be in the market for an 08 through 10 6.4 crew cab short bed.
Oh, single wheel, not dually.
Not dually.
Yeah.
I mean, this F450 would be
This thing's sick. So
really nice.
What we're looking at, people, is 2008 F450 King Ranch, which I love the 450s because they're wide in the front. It has 124K on it. It says the description on this guy, and it's a King Ranch, so it has that color combo that you don't see anywhere else.
With the copper paint.
Yes, and it looks good. So 08 Ford F450 King Ranch dually, 4x4, old 16, 124K miles on it, 8-foot bed, deleted, 6.4, excellent shaped truck. backup bumper sensors. Okay, King Ranch heated, blah blah blah. DVD system. It's just he's basically listing all the other stuff. Brand new tires, 4K on all 6 wheels. 19.5 wheels, which I kind of like the factory 19.5 wheels.
Yeah.
They look good. New engine installed by professional shop. Shocker. Doesn't that suck? It's got only 124K and that thing like already ate itself. Have receipts with 15K spent only on engine at 120K. You know what he's doing? He's like, dude, I just dropped 15K on this shit box. I'm getting the hell out of this thing. Only 4K on miles in the engine. Gooseneck hitch. Weight loss with tuner. I like that.
Yep.
New up pipes. All the maintenance is up to date. Drives excellent. Some scratches, dents. Interior's in excellent shape. Everything works. OBO. You know, I'm not a King Ranch seat guy. I kind of don't like the distressed look, but they do look good, except for the back. Can you go back to the next picture? What is with the flappy thing on the back seats? It just looks like it's just gonna
pouch. It's like your saddle pouch.
Do you ever notice when you go to buy or go look at a used vehicle, especially an OBS, because they're all used at this point? The back pouch thing is all blown out. I always tell Lisa, don't put anything in those pouches because it gets them all blown out and worn out.
Yeah,
drives me nuts.
Yeah, I don't like that, but I still use them.
Well, you can use it for a road map. You can use it for a magazine.
Yeah, I keep my atlas in there, my Thomas guide.
But people put big shit in there and it blows them out and gets them all like worn out.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I put a water bottle in them or something.
Anyway,
every once in a while.
We'll move on.
It's got a DVD player.
Look at the interior. The interior looks good.
Tires look good.
Got a B&W hitch system. The thing looks amazing.
Is this the same color as Kenny's truck? As his
maybe question mark his 6.0 truck?
No, his brick nose.
Oh, that it could be. I wonder if you're right.
Oh yes, please keep your thumb up, blocking the license plate.
Yeah, because man, we don't want that license plate.
Nice, it's got the step and the handle and the tailgate.
There's your receipt for the. Is that for the
Reman short block? Only 5,900.
No way.
6.4 head casting with tungsten. Oh yeah, then another 2,400 in heads.
Interesting. Someone did a legit. Looks like a legit engine in it.
Yeah.
What's the next picture? Oh, the price of everything. He's showing a price of. I like people that are very transparent.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I like that. It's a good looking truck.
It is.
It's not all. It hasn't been messed with too bad. It's too bad they just throw a Cummins in it though.
I know.
That truck with a common rail with compounds would be epic.
Yeah, it would be a really killer truck.
It sucks the 6.4 just ate itself early on.
I know.
They made great power when they were deleted. They got great fuel efficiency when they're deleted. It's just the setup, those followers that's what I've been. We've experienced a little bit of it, but it seems like that was such
the followers.
Well, I think that's what they called them. But we had one where it was like your follower for the valve train would drop out when it wore out. It was like a roller setup, drop out, and then the needles would fall out of it. That's what it was. Needle bearings would fall out of it, fall down. Now I'm sure there's other cases of weirder shit, but this is what we experienced a couple times. It would drop those needles down, and then it would drop it down, and the crank would pick it up and punch it through the side of the block.
Oh, nice.
That's the ones we've experienced, but I'm sure there might be others with a 6.4. I'm not a 6.4 expert.
They also like to hang injectors open.
Oh, I didn't hear that one. Turn into like a laser?
Yeah, just melt pistons.
It sucks because there's a construction company, and they've got a couple of them. They deleted them early on. Not by us. If the APA is listening, it wasn't by us. They had another shop in town do it. And he got almost 200,000 miles on the factory engine with no problems, and it towed all the time.
Yeah.
And he got he said after he deleted it, he was getting 22 miles gallon on that thing. Had tons of power.
They're powerful.
Yeah, and didn't really have it. He didn't really make a lot of EGTs. He said.
Yeah.
Ford might have just forgot to carry a decimal point in engineering or something. Some guy I messed up. You know what? Send it, Bob. We got to get this going.
It'll be all right.
It'll be fine. Not a big deal. It's like Toyota and the Tundras when they first.
Oh, yeah. The new ones. The engine that you have.
Yeah. Yes. Well, let's not talk about that. But that was early on. Hopefully they fixed that.
Hopefully.
But that was machining debris.
Yes.
That was someone forgot to hit the program button for the robot to flush out the block after it's done machining.
And they just ate themselves.
Can you imagine an engineer or someone like that was like sleeping at night? It's like, man, I forgot to do something. What was it? I was supposed to program. It's like off of the movie Office Space when he said he messed up on the decimal point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like, fuck it, it's fine. It's fine. Just send it, Bob. Okay. Next thing you know, like 2 years later, it's like, man, we got all these Tundras coming back with bottom ends going out of them. What do you think happened?
Oh, that dude showed up to work the next day and like ran back through his program and was like, oh no. Well, let's just fix that real quick and
just
move forward.
Well, it's like the our lovely 6-7 Fords, right? They're having the CP4 injection pump problems where they're sending metal all the way down into the injection system and it wipes out your injectors, your fuel system, right?
All of it.
Yeah, Ford just issued like their first. I wish we had Brian Castleman on here, but Ford just issued the warranty for that, and it's like their campaign for it. I'm like, oh sweet. I open it up and look at it. They have like they say, oh, we know it's a known fact, but we don't have an issue to resolve it yet. We don't have this. We're working on software to resolve it. I'm like, well, how in the hell are you going to resolve that? Oh, and then I guess it's something like they're going to help. You're going to up the cooling system to help lubricate. I don't know. It's some bullshit thing. And I was telling Brian Castleman, I'm like, so Ford knows they have a problem with the CP4 causing these problems.
Yeah.
And they're half-assed like, oh, we know it's a problem. We're working on software updates. Stay tuned. It would suck to like own a newer truck.
Don't you have one?
I do. And I just put the S&S kit on it.
That helps to...
If it does send metal through the fuel system, it filters it. So, and that truck only has 27,000 miles on it. So, when you pull out the regulator, whatever it is, you can check to see if there's debris on it.
Was there?
No, it was clean. So I put that S&S kit, which is kind of a mofo.
Really, to get in?
Yeah, the newer 6.7s, the upper intake's all aluminum, and to get it out from underneath it was kind of a bitch. It wasn't the funnest thing ever.
How long did it take?
Well, it was my first one on the aluminum one. Ron can do them fast with plastic intake, but it probably took me 4 hours to do. If you're moving, it probably take you, you could probably do it in 3.
Right.
There's some bolts behind there that makes you really remember working on Ford Aerostars and Astrovans and Econolines, like trying to get your hand back there. And I love manufacturers still using fiberglass insulation material. I love that in my arms.
Annoying.
That's such a good time.
Yes, fiberglass in the arms.
Good times. I love it.
Not my cup of tea.
No. So anyway, moving on. What else is on the marketplace here? What is a 7.3 mechanic Woodburn? I'm curious.
I'm just curious because
we won't mention names. It just shows an engine with a T4 setup.
And it says 7.3 Power Stroke Tech for 7 years.
That's all it says. And it says the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I love. So he's showing pictures of an engine with a hood stack, with the axle sitting on the ground.
An OBS Dana 60.
Yes. A hood stack that's
pie cut.
And a cab sitting there. A frame.
A giant e-fuel system.
That is it looks like something that powers one of Elon's rockets.
Yeah.
Look at that thing.
Dual pumps.
I mean, that's serious performance stuff. I mean, we're seeing like a painted frame. I mean, like what's the description?
It says 7.3 Power Stroke Tech for 7 years.
That's all it says for description.
That's all it says.
Wow, this guy must be good.
Yeah. He's
7 years experience, and this is the best you could do with your pick of your business description. John, Care Customs. How many years?
7,
8 years. Just put that up. That's all you need on your website. You don't even need a website. You just do a Facebook listing like this, and you're good to go.
This poor guy, though, if he listens to this podcast.
Sorry, buddy. It's just I mean, like, put some more descriptions. Hey, 7 years experience.
Yeah. Are you just posting it to say...
Look at me?
Hey, yeah. Or are you saying, I specialize in 7.3 Power Strokes?
There you go. That would be more
and would be a good hit me up.
Yes.
If you need your 7.3 Power Stroke work done.
That would be a good one. Or like, hey, look, I can install a T4.
Because it looks like he knows what he's doing.
I mean, the stuff looks clean. There's just shit
style
everywhere.
is not mine. I'm not a hood stack guy.
You don't like shoot all over your face?
No,
Okay.
I don't. But
Okay.
everything like looks pretty sanitary. It's
Yeah.
got good taste in body mounts.
I just think like, okay, a little more description. Are you looking for work? Are you just telling how been doing it for 7 years? Or, I mean, like, we want more information. That's all we're asking.
Yeah,
And I hope he is making a living. That's badass.
yeah, it's totally make a living at it.
100%.
I'd support him.
All right. What else we got?
Um. Oh, you know what I want?
The Tucker Snowcat.
You know where this would go really nice?
Yes. Yes.
At the cabin.
Yeah. A Tucker Snowcat. I like how they look, especially the older they get, the older they are, the cooler they look.
Yeah.
Right?
So we're looking at a Tucker 1342 Snowcat. Very nice shape Tucker 1342, all original Tucker. I like to say that. Snowcat, good tracks and sprockets, good belts. 318 Chrysler V8 5-speed manual transmission, very low hours and miles. It's orange, classic.
Which is that something you can see in the snow if it breaks down, or if like
I don't even know.
they're all orange?
It's a good color.
It is.
It's just
wait. Does it have smokestacks?
Yeah, it's got stacks.
Dual smokestacks.
Dual stacks.
That thing's so cool.
Yeah, they are so sweet.
Have you ever been in one?
No,
I love.
actually, I've been in a.
It was the Econoline one one that was powered by.
It was powered by a Ford 300.
That's right. What I see, Econoline. I wasn't thinking. I was thinking something else.
I forget what brand that was. I don't think it was a Tucker.
It was another name brand though. You
Mm-hmm.
see, that thing was cool. Except for working on it, looked like no fun.
Working on Snowcats is not.
Well, the one you were working on, the engine was kind of like, was it mid-mounted?
Yeah, it was like this Tucker.
This looks like way easier.
Looks like a Peterbilt.
Yes.
Like a standard like long nose, and the one that I was working on looked like a cab over.
Yeah, so it's like it was a van. That's why I'm thinking it was like a van configuration. Because it was like you had a doghouse cover.
Oh yeah, full blown
Fuck
doghouse.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks, dude. But that right there, 100%. That thing is so cool. Look how it's like big steering wheel, and it looks like there's barely. It's like the width of a side by side.
Yeah.
How narrow it is.
Well, do these articulate? I don't know how they steer.
I'm living in your world, not the opposite. I
think
have no idea.
Yeah, I don't think like the knuckles turn.
No, I wouldn't think so. It must.
I think they pivot. The whole assemblies pivot.
So we work on the sheriff's snowcats. We work on their trailers. Sorry. And
you don't do the cats?
No, we'll service like the gearboxes and I think that's what the guys have done. But the new ones are so gnarly, dude.
Oh yeah.
And they're like running big diesel engines, and they have onboard water heaters.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole floor inside's all heated, and it's like meant for surviving in like the harsh elements. Pretty cool.
They're insane.
But the older they are, I think the cooler they like. It gives me was it Jack Nicholson? Yeah, but Mount Hood. Shining.
The Shining.
It gives me a Shining's kind of like that vibe right there with the old square windows and everything's all square, right?
Yeah, they're so sweet. This would be perfect for your place.
It looks like you can only get 2 people in that thing. Look, that guy's a good sized human, and the back is almost into the club cap part.
Well, we could build a full cabin on the back.
A little camper that hangs over the top.
Yeah, and then go from your place to Willamette Pass.
Oh yeah, you look like a big swinging dick when you rolled up there in your snowcat. But it only took you took an hour to get up there. Meanwhile, you could just drive it in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You're like, look what I got. And you're like, yeah, idiot. You missed some of the best snow ever because you're bobbing around in your cat, and then it broke down. Then you got to fucking deal with it. Can you imagine that?
Oh, that would be rough.
That thing's cool though. I think if you had endless FU money, that's something you have in your arsenal.
That
next to your helicopter.
100%. I would have a snowcat, and I don't know. I think it'd be sweet, especially where you got a lot of snow.
Do you ever go up to the backcountry? Did you ever snowboard backcountry stuff?
No, not really.
Because you have the mountain right there. What's the point?
Yeah, I never had snowmobiles, so
a lot of people do it though.
Oh yeah, yeah. The owner or the people who started the ski shop that you and I went to.
Oh yeah.
To get gear.
Yeah.
Shearshaw's. They died in an avalanche backcountry.
No way.
Yeah, the people who started it.
Yeah, you kind of gotta know what you're doing.
Yeah, you gotta take some avalanche classes and know how to read the snow,
Mm-hmm.
you can get yourself in trouble real quick.
I was going through Bend, Lisa and I going for dinner, and there was two guys with brand new Polaris, whatever, snowmobiles. I don't know. I don't know the snowmobile world very well, and they had two boards stacked on the side. They had holders for their boards.
Oh yeah.
And this you think your snowmobiles were all decked out and tricked. I'm like, oh, dude, that's so cool looking.
They're likely pro snowboarders then.
That's what that is.
I mean,
they're probably making jumps. Like they have hits out there that they've hand dug, and
pretty much every pro snowboarder I know has a brand new snowmobile.
And that's what they do. Is that like obviously the mode of transportation for that? No one's doing a snowcat.
Well, they're still doing snowcat and helicopter stuff, but a lot of it can be snowmobiles to get to areas that most people can't get to.
That's cool. Well, that's a Tucker snowcat moment for you guys on Marketplace. I'm sorry, we like to talk about trucks, but we get side robbed.
I like to talk about everything.
Yeah, we do. You're right. Fuck it. We're gonna call it the
podcast.
We have no idea. What's next? Though? Let's see. What else is out there?
We're getting close on. Well.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see where we're
at here.
Where did it go?
Oh, hour 22.
Yeah.
Let's hit a couple more.
Do we want to search anything, or are we just going to scroll?
Let's just do OBS. Type in OBS, and let's actually look at some OBSs. Oh, I think we looked at one in Malala, that 94 down the far right. But
this one.
Hey, can you start making bullhorns, fake bullhorns for OBSs like that one right there?
Yeah,
that's a solid move as bullhorns on a truck.
Do we want to click on that? And
I feel like no, but
okay.
I mean, let's keep perusing. What do we got? Let's find something good here. Well, we're looking here in the Albany area. I see a sponsored ad.
Oh yeah.
Obviously your marketing's working.
Obviously my marketing is.
Excuse me. I'm gonna let you pick at this point. That blue one looks kind of cool. I don't know what it is, but that color.
That one.
Yeah, it's got some big wide boys. It looks like on it.
Okay.
So go ahead.
1995 John. Ford F-250 Super Cab long bed. Asking 17.5. It's been listed for 3 weeks in Gales Creek, Oregon, with 177,000 miles. It has the manual transmission.
I like a couple of tasteful upgrades. I like how you worded that.
Yeah, the description here. Selling my 95 F-250 7.3 liter Power Stroke turbo diesel, best diesel engine God ever made.
Okay.
Runs great with low mileage and a 5-speed manual transmission. Has a couple tasteful upgrades and always perform maintenance on time. Truck comes with all original parts, including downpipe and exhaust. Well,
I don't know why I want to put that back on, but okay.
Wheels I bought with the truck and a few others. Please message me if you have any questions. Not a bad description.
So what we're looking at here is obviously what we would call a party cab lengthy box for the people that listen to this show. And it's like that blue, almost like a little short bed.
Yeah, it's the same color.
Yeah, it's like the same color. It's got some black wheels on it that don't look terrible.
It's stuffed.
Yeah, they're a little stuffed, which doesn't look bad on this truck. It is a long bit. The bumper, I've always said, people, OG bumpers, man, that looks good. It doesn't look all dented up.
It's got the black, smoked taillights,
which don't look terrible I mean, they're not.
I'm not
terrible.
A fan, but they don't look that bad on this truck.
They don't look that bad. The tailgate panel is OG and it looks in decent shape.
It's got the 4x4 sticker.
Love me some 16. Oh fucking hood stack. You just ruined it. You wrecked it.
I thought it said tasteful mods.
No, it says probably supposed to say tasteless mods. That's what's supposed to say, tasteless.
Tasteful upgrades. That is the opposite. What? Hold on. Did I miss something?
No, it's right there. You just can't see it. Look, in the picture, it blends in with the trash can.
It does blend in with the trash cans on the street.
Let's start manufacturing hood stacks that look like a trash can with a flapper on it. There you go. That'd be a product. You manufacture a hood stack that looks like your typical trash can, plastic trash can, and it has the flapper on the hood.
The trash can flapper?
Yeah, and that's so you don't have to worry about rain getting in it. Dude, we just made a product. Let's just go in halvesies on it.
We'll test it out on your truck, on the cowboy truck.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
That'll up the value of that thing.
Hood stacks. I have a hard time with hood stacks.
I am not a hood stack fan,
No.
unless it's just a complete crusty.
Unless it's a pole truck.
Or a pole truck.
There's a reason why they do a hood stack so the exhaust doesn't go down. You can just go straight up with a big 4-inch.
Part of me kind of wants to do a hood stack on my Audi. Like if it got like beat up or like crusty enough, or I'd do like a fender exit. Like it's got to be like
a fender exit's cool.
A complete hood stack, like no. Just garbage.
Dude, there's people out here like listening to this going, I love hood stacks. Okay,
well,
I have a non-PC description of a hood stack.
I don't think you can say it.
I can't?
No, let's keep that.
I can't say it?
Let's just keep it. Oh.
What the hell? Okay, so we're looking at, moving on to interior.
So, interior, yeah, because we got to get Devin off of this description. I've heard it. It's funny, but we're going to not.
I can't say it? I can't say what a hood stack description is? No. The analogy?
No.
You ever just like cranking one out? No. Hey, if you want to know, if you really want to know this, I came up with a description of what hood stacks are, and it's totally not appropriate. If you want to know, hit us up and message us. We'll tell you. It's good. I told John, I go, hey, he may or may not had a truck here at a hood. No.
An employee with the truck.
Yeah, hood stack. And I'm like, holy shit, you want to know what a hood stack is, bud? He goes, what? And I go, hood stack's this. This is what happens with me. Yeah, this is a description of what a hood stack is.
It's not wrong.
It's exactly right.
Yeah.
The hood stack, you ever notice how hood stacks always, like the cab is always soot? There's always soot on the glass, the front windshield, the
everything.
Cab. Yeah, how do you keep it clean?
You don't.
Do you like running your wipers and smearing charcoal on your glass?
No. I don't like blowing black smoke.
Well, maybe one day I'll tell you a description of what a hood stack really is. All right, moving on here. Let's look at the interior.
Check out the sub box in the back seat of this thing.
That's so your girlfriend can sit on it and have a good time.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that's for.
That is an insane sub box.
That'd probably blow out the back window.
I bet you every interior clip in this truck rattles.
I bet their neighbors love them.
Yes.
Hood stack, tasteful mods.
Sub
box.
And you know that ZF5, the synchros have been just absolutely roached.
How do you? You're right on the transmission. How do you mess up a headliner like that? I mean, you see headliners.
I don't know because my white truck has a headliner like that too.
So like what? You just like you know what that is from? That's from, we're looking at a headliner with like slits and cuts, and that one might be a cigarette burn. But I always think the reason why you see with the cuts and stuff in headliners, people are practicing with butterfly knives. They just got their butterfly knife from the pipe shop. Like I was down there getting a bong, I saw they had butterfly knives, and I'm just going to practice like this, driving down the road with my butterfly knife.
Yes.
Oh shit, I cut my headliner. My bad.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Or nunchucks.
No, because nunchucks wouldn't do that. They'd be more blunt. Those are like cuts.
Yeah. The cuts I don't understand.
I'm telling
you're
you,
like shoving something in there.
What are you shoving in there? Like a piece of steel? Dude, I just got this big piece of plate steel. Should I put it in the bed of the truck? No, bud.
I actually loaded some, not in my own vehicle. So I decided, this is way off topic, but I have a lot of the skeletons.
Okay, yeah.
From cutting out things on the Plas table that I've been, I use them to make gates and whatnot, but I'm like, had a bunch that I figured, I just need to either put these in the scrap bin or sell them. So I put them on Marketplace for $40 each.
You were telling us that, and you're selling the shit out of them, which is cool.
I don't have any left.
Nice.
Actually, no, I have one left.
So if you want some scrap steel, call John. They make a great ornament piece for here. Good around breweries.
Oh, they're good for
weed shops,
fences, weed shops.
I'm trying to think of like your typical Subaru dealers.
Associate me with breweries and weed shops.
I'm just thinking of Bend. I'm just thinking of your typical Bend platform. When you move to Bend, by the way, don't move here. We don't want you here, especially from California. Sorry. When you move here, you're like, dude, what kind of business should I get into? Well, it looks like it's not 100% saturated with breweries and weed shops. I'm going to open up both of those because no one else is doing it.
Yeah, nobody's doing that. They're everywhere.
Oh, and a parking lot that's not being used and making it into a food court.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
The food truck,
yes,
stuff is pretty good.
That's a scene.
Yeah, Bend is unique. It is funny. I saw this this meme where or something on Instagram. The lady was like, "It's kind of ironic. I just bought weed from the store and eggs on the street from like a local, like
Makes sense, right? We're
Yeah.
transitioning, right? We're moving the other direction.
Yeah, she's like, I used to buy weed on the streets and eggs in the store, but now I'm buying my weed in the store and my eggs on the streets.
It's so funny. Oregon has like its zones. I always tell people that don't know, they're always like, oh, you guys in Oregon, you're all Portland. I'm like, no, bro, no, hold up. Portland's its own entity. True Oregonians don't claim Portland. We kind of don't really, true Oregonians don't really claim Eugene sometimes. But Portland, yeah, we don't claim it. I don't. Like us Valley people, I won't claim that. We don't go north of Salem. So I always tell them, like, you could go up, watch a Social Distortion concert at the Roseland, Crystal Ballroom.
The Roseland's great.
Yeah, it gets gnarly.
Yeah.
And then you could come all the way to like the valley and like, your sweet home, Albany, Lebanon, white trash, log trucks, big lifted trucks. And it's like, nah, I'm going to go somewhere else. You go all the way to Lincoln City. It's like, it's the coasties, and it's like not your typical like Southern Cal coast. It's more of the armpit style of fishing boats. Smells bad. No real beach line.
Well, you go just a little north up to PC, Pacific City.
It's good.
And you're in Surf Town.
You're in Surf Town, but it's nothing like you've experienced anywhere else.
Yeah,
it's kind of white trashy.
It's cold.
Let's hop over the Cascades into Central Oregon, and then we're into Bend, Sisters. And you better have a Rivian, a Subaru, a Tacoma, or if you're calling a ZR2 it's on 37s, which is cool.
Yeah.
But you have a CVT. You have your like punch card for the weed shop and brewery. You know where to go. You go a little further east. You get into.
Well, you just have to go to the east side of Bend.
Okay, there you go.
And then you get into you're more in like rancher.
Like, then you talk about total cowboy world. We're talking like big ranches. No one's out there.
Yeah.
I'm talking like post Oregon, middle of Oregon.
Oh,
and it's awesome. Everyone's got gun racks on their trucks. It is.
It's like Texas.
Yes, 100%.
Oregon.
Yes, and it's the scenery is amazing.
But at the same time, you can be in that area and you come up to a hot springs, and every van life person and their mom is parked there. And you'll see a cowboy truck parked at the hot springs.
It's the biggest hodgepodge.
Oregon is so fun and unique, which I enjoy.
And then if you really want to get tasteful, you go down south.
Southern Oregon.
Southern Oregon gets really goofy.
Go to Shakespeare Festival in Ashland.
Oh, yeah. Go to Ashland.
Ashland is like the most hippie place I think I've ever experienced. I've never been there for like a festival.
I won't go.
I've never been to a festival.
No, because you're a normal human at some point.
I'm not saying I wouldn't. I think a festival could be fun.
I just don't want to smell nasty people. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. Some people wear clothes, like no clothes, or very few, very limited clothing that they should be wearing clothing. I've seen pictures and I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm out. I'm out. It's not worth it.
Yeah. Oregon has, honestly, I would say there is a lot of culture in Oregon.
That's a good way to put it.
Like of all varieties.
I'm more happy in my sweet home white trash culture. I do love the Lapine area culture.
Because that's very similar to Sweet Home. Yeah. And like where your cabin is.
Yeah, I love that area. That's still up there out of the way of anyway. It's like a Sweet Home-esque type of thing.
And your area is like a little bit of Eastern Oregon mentality, but also like snowboard, ski bum mentality mixed together. It's kind of like what Bend used to be back in the day.
Right, and it's off-road world. You can take a side-by-side or a dirt bike and ride it on the roads. No one cares.
Yeah.
100%. As long as it's not at night.
Klamath County,
baby. That is an awesome county to be in. You can have off-road vehicles all day long.
Which is why I want to do a trip and I've got people on board.
Okay.
And just have to okay it with you because obviously it's your place.
I'm fine with it. I've already said do it.
Where we're going to plan it. And if anybody wants to look this up on the map, we would be going essentially from Tumalo Reservoir to
Crescent Lake.
Crescent Lake.
Right.
Yeah, Crescent Lake on mini bikes. So XR100, TTR 125.
Are you gonna do anything?
KLX 140.
Is there a class limit? Is there a CC limit on this?
Honestly, not really. It's like if you're willing to do it with us, you know, I think I can get Ryan and Kenny in.
Oh, I guarantee Ryan's in. Kenny's schedule is pretty packed with kids' sports and stuff.
But like, if
never
Ryan's wife could, like, if they could drive over and
Dump him
drop
off,
Ryan off
and then meet us
at our place,
Yep.
and then his wife drives up to the cabin,
yeah,
and then like if it was, I don't know, me, Jack, JP, Grant, and Ryan,
yeah,
and we cruise over, stay the night,
Yeah,
you know,
for
sleep
sure.
on the floor,
oh, dude, there's plenty of beds. We're
and
good.
then have a truck there to get back home the next day.
So fuel wise, you carry fuel.
I think we'd probably carry like a gallon or two of fuel.
Okay.
XRs are really efficient.
I wonder how the TTR 25 would do on
It's
fuel.
got to be pretty good.
I would think so.
I think because you can get fuel in Elk Lake,
Yes, that's right.
because that's like a big snowmobile destination. So
Yes.
they've got like fuel and everything. They also have a bar, so that's cool.
That's a rad bar too.
Yes.
That's a great reservoir or
it's
restaurant.
it's so cool. So we'd go. I mean, my house is like 2 minutes from Tumalo Reservoir, so we'd get trucked over there just so we didn't have to ride on the road, and then take off, go to Elk Lake, get, gas, drinks, food, and then Elk Lake
To my place.
to your place.
All right, well, let's make this happen. I mean, because you can't wait too much longer. It's going to get too dry.
No, we probably have to wait till June or July.
Oh, that's right, because the snowpack up there is pretty gnarly still.
Jack and I tried to just get up to Triangle Hill, which is like we hit snow at 4,650 feet is
Yeah.
where we started hitting snow, like where we had to turn around. And to get to the top, and go over the pass, it's over 6,000.
Well, we had a gnarly snowpack this year, right?
Yeah.
Like, we had a ton of snow. I saw Willamette is finally saying, hey, we're done in 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was pretty bummed. Wait, I bet Bachelor runs for another.
Bachelor's probably going to run till the end of May.
No way.
They've had 4th of July ski days.
Have they really?
They might do it this year.
Interesting. All right, we better go back to our truck shit. People are going to like, what the fuck am I listening to?
Oh, the metal cutouts.
Yes, sorry, metal
I
cutouts.
loaded
Yes.
those into
We scrolled
somebody's
hardcore.
Lexus, into the back of their Lexus SUV. And I'm like, these are really dirty. He's like, yeah, my wife doesn't treat this car with any respect, so I don't either.
Isn't that frustrating?
I'm like, well, not really. I'm like, all right, you want to buy these? I'll load them up for you. It's up to you, man.
I don't know. You don't meet a lot of women that care about their vehicles like men do. And some men don't care too. I'm not going to stereotype this.
Right.
But most women don't give a shit.
No.
They don't give a shit at all. It blows my mind.
It is. It's much more of a tool for most.
Which is, I get it, but maybe it's
But I wipe all my tools down before I put them away.
correct. Right. I've never understand. I haven't met too many women. Maybe you're out there. Maybe you have a spouse, girlfriend, whatever. And maybe they actually give a shit.
It's possible.
Yeah, 100%.
I think Trin kind of does now with the
Right.
new car.
Sure.
She's out there vacuuming it and like but it needs a bath. It just got driven in, through a bunch of rain, and it's nice out. And I haven't seen any of the car bathing supplies come out.
Don't go there. Don't make the little person mad. Let's move on. Let's move on.
You little people get mad so easily.
We do. Well, we're compact.
Yeah.
When you're compact and you have angst in you,
Yeah.
it's easier to fire off. I mean, like,
And I'm not making fun of like actual little people.
no, it's making fun of anyone under 5'5". Fuck this guy. All right, what else we got here? This truck, like tasteful mods, like
They're not that tasteful.
no, dude.
I
like it still has a stock air cleaner though.
Yeah.
It's got a hood stack, but he's got the stock inject, like all the stock stuff. What makes a person go, hey, I'm running all stock engine components?
Because I'm guessing this guy is under 25 years old.
Well, I would hope that this is his house, or maybe his mom and dad's house.
That's got to be mom and dad's house or renting. I don't know.
It's not a terrible truck. The hood stack and the sub box, dude. I just lost it.
I know. The rest of the truck is just so nice. That I've got to cut some slack though, because I think that I have done dumb things.
We all do. 100%. I get
and
that.
I did
right?
dumber things when I was younger. Like my Audi, my old S4 had an open wastegate dump right under the car.
Mm.
So you get that thing at full boost and it sounds like a demon coming out of hell. Just like obnoxious.
Your neighbors probably loved you too.
Yeah. Nobody liked that.
And that's true. Young kids do stupid shit. I mean, not saying we didn't, but
don't cut a hole in your hood, please.
Yeah,
or
that sucks.
get a different, because that's a kind of a rare paint scheme, and it looks like an actual, really clean truck.
It looks good.
And just buy a garbage hood to cut a hole in.
Yeah. All right, we better move on. We better shut this down because
we're an hour 45 in.
Shit, that went by fast. But there's so much cool stuff on this marketplace in the Valley. There's a lot of cool shit.
Yeah, the Valley definitely has more, in Bend, if you look up OBS Fords, you get a few, but if you look up Subaru Forester, you're like,
Toyota Tacomas.
or Toyota Tacomas, or Toyota Prius.
No, I know another one you get.
Teslas.
Get a lot of Teslas.
Rivians.
Fuck those things.
I like them.
I know you do, buddy. I know. It's okay. We can disagree.
I want to know, anybody listening that's made it this far in, I know everybody thinks that I love Cybertrucks. I don't, but they're just ugly enough where I kind of
at some point, people said that about the swept wing.
The swept line,
Swept line, I mean, sorry.
But I'm curious on everybody's opinion on Rivians, the truck or the SUV. Do you like the Rivian? Yes or no? I'm not asking if you think electric cars are going to save the planet, or if you
we know that's not happening.
That's obviously not the case. It's not like an electric versus gas thing. It's just purely aesthetics.
Here we go. The Rivian, I love their SUV. The body style looks great, minus the fucking headlights.
I love the headlights.
They're so stupid.
I think they look really unique.
Dude,
yeah.
You guys had it until the headlights.
I mean, yes, it could have
It has a Scout kind of look.
It does have a Scout look.
It's got a Scout kind of look. It's got a boxy. It looks good. Even the truck is I'm like, okay. And if it had real axles and a gas engine, I'd be like, and the headlights weren't fuckery, I'd be like, okay, that thing looks kind of cool. But the headlights for me, for this short Irish guy, I'm like, I'm out, dude. The headlights.
I think we need to do an episode
on electric vehicles,
on just the new tech that's coming out, because it would be fun to talk about the new Scouts.
I know. I was so bummed that they're electric.
They're not.
They're not?
Well, they are,
oh.
But they have an onboard engine.
Right, to power
which kind of makes sense, because then you get it's why are all of our locomotives, they're all electric.
Electric, well, diesel over electric.
Yes, but the diesel engine is not powering.
No.
The locomotive.
But do you realize
powering, it's a giant generator.
Yeah, but how would you make drive lines, axles, all the mechanical part to get the power to the wheels? The electric's a great way to do it.
Exactly.
That's why they're doing that.
And that's what they're doing with the new ones.
Which makes sense. I think it's
friggin' sweet.
Well, maybe we'll talk about the next one.
Sounds good.
I'm sure people are like, oh, fuck, they're going to talk about electric vehicles. All right, well, skip the next one. If you listen, go to the next one. We'll talk about electric vehicles. All right.
I mean, we might.
Dude, all right. So, by the way, let's do some shameless plugs. John, what's your business? I forget. Something Customs?
Yeah, Complete. Carrick Customs.
And I'm Deb with OBS Solutions.
And you're listening to the Truckery Podcast.
And by the way, don't forget about our truck show coming up in August.
Giving away a free truck.
With 33,000 miles on it.
You could, we just need somebody to donate a Dana 60.
No, we're not swapping it.
No, I'm just saying, because you could also win our front suspension.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I'm sorry. Right, I see where you're going with this.
Sorry. Or at the raffle, you get the truck and there's this raffle of all the parts. You have the opportunity that you could come home with just...
Yes, all the stuff to make it cool.
And it's not a 7.3, so you can't intercool it, right?
No, it's a 460 truck, OG as it gets.
Greg might be donating one of those new Desolate's got their new 460 power steering kit.
Yes,
super cool.
And it's
and they have their new 2-wheel drive suspension. So
that's
if you didn't want to go 4-wheel drive,
you could lift it and it looks really good.
Yeah.
We just put factory Alcoas on it. It looks so good. I should after I put the Alcoas on, I'm like, why are we giving this thing away?
Because you just said
fucking cool.
You need to get rid of stuff.
Interior is brand new. So anyway,
you should raffle the cowboy truck.
Okay, we're moving on. Anyway, check out the No BS OBS Truck Show, August 15th and 16th at the Powerland Heritage Park.
Brooks, Oregon.
Brooks, Oregon. I better make sure that's right.
It's that weekend. It's the weekend near the 17th.
Listen, I'm hopped up on cough syrup, a bit of whiskey, so I mean, it's not good.
It is, 15th, 16th.
Yep. It's and like I said before, I'm trying to get this across to people. You do not, I'll repeat this, you do not have to pay for the raffle ticket or anything for this 33,000 mile truck we're giving away. It is free. All you have to do is come into the show. So we have a QR code you scan right there at the truck and you're entered. And so if, like I said in the video, if you have kids that have cell phones, your wife has a cell phone, you could all scan it and be entered to win. That's how simple it is. Free as it gets, minus coming to the show.
And like, I can't scan it. Anybody
Vendors
that works
cannot,
in my booth cannot scan it.
Vendors are out. Vendors cannot, and neither can their staff, and neither any of the parking lot staff that support the truck show can enter to win this. It is merely just people coming to the show. They're attending the show.
Awesome.
Guys, thanks for listening to our shitty podcast. We just, sometimes we just like to talk and bullshit.
Yeah, it makes it easier sometimes.
So I hope you enjoyed the show. Comments. We love them. We didn't hit them today, though, did we?
We can get to them tomorrow.
Do the next one. All right. Thanks, guys.
Later.